how far do you think you are through this painting?
I'm probably halfway through.
Maybe I'll see it online.
You'll definitely see it online, yeah, and some of our conversation will be on there too. If that's what it is. You'll see. I make everyone look good. Unless they're mean, and then I don't make them look bad. They kind of make themselves look bad, but there's only been like 2 mean people.
You got perfect light today.
I know. It's been hit or miss lately. This weather's making it easy on me today.
Yeah. Your eyes help.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let us down, I won't give up this time around. We're the sun, we've gotta go on. Take it all, rip it all up out of the ground. We're the sun, we've gotta go on. Oh, you wanna go to the top? bunch of pandemonium.
Don't forget to put us in there.
I'll remember you. I like your red coat.
You know what that
need some
whole
red.
brigade up there is about?
I don't know what that's about. Yeah. I don't know most of what anything's about these
What
days.
you know about this?
Yeah, I know this is
Okay.
about all I know about. So I
Keep
try
going.
to stay in my
Keep
lane.
going. Lovely.
Thanks for stopping.
Say to the world I'd die if we were falling apart. Going to work, smiling as we're falling apart. You lie to your friends as fine as you're falling apart. Soon giving in this time, 'cause it's falling apart. Love didn't find your heart. Nights didn't count, lies didn't count at all. Love didn't find your heart. Signs didn't count and tell us apart. Going to church, some light when you're down in the dark. Religion is something to try when you're falling apart. You lie to yourself at times, now you're falling apart. Soon giving in this time, 'cause we're falling apart. Love didn't find your heart. Nights didn't count, lies didn't count at all. Love didn't find your heart. Silence didn't count and tell us apart.
Hi. How's it going? What's that?
I've never painted outside.
Oh yeah, you should try it sometime. It's do you paint? Yeah, it's way different in a good way. I went many years without painting outside, and I just started a couple years ago, and I haven't even painted inside since. It's that fun.
Do you do a painting in one day, or do you come back?
I usually do it in one sitting. Yeah,
How long
it's just
does it work?
3 or 4 hours for a piece about this size.
So you're looking over
It's-
here,
Yeah, catching the edge of the bridge here
Right.
and the path coming down.
coming around.
Yeah.
And do you take a while picking your vantage point?
Today I probably walked around for 45 minutes to an hour before I decided on this
And
spot.
is this whole thing goes at the bottom?
This is for my wet painting.
Oh, right.
Because I need somewhere to transport
So it has
those home.
slots?
Yeah.
Yeah, I created something like that, but I didn't have it
I
built.
thought about creating one, and my dad's a woodworker, and
Oh, made one?
no, this one I actually bought. It's from Julian, the same ones that make not this French easel, I can't afford that, but like the good French easel maker. But he priced it out, and this was like $100, and he said it wouldn't cost much more just to get this than to work for hours and
Make
one. And this would probably be constructed better in the end. So
Right.
it's done pretty good for me. It's probably been with me for like 130 paintings now.
And then you put your easel in your backpack?
Then the easel folds up, so I carry this in one hand. My chair folds up, so I kind of hold the chair. It has a handle, and the chair's light. So I hold those two in this hand. My easel in the other hand. It folds up just like you've seen, like a little. This is a half French easel. I definitely recommend half over full. Just it's a lot lighter and a lot smaller for carrying around the city. And then everything else goes in my backpack. And yeah, including the palette. So it's taken a lot of trial and error, and there's been a lot.
And this is oil.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt your process.
No, you're not interrupting at all. Like you'll watch my videos and you'll see that's all part of it, and that's what makes it so fun. When I first came out here, I had never painted in front of anyone before.
Well, that was the other thing about painting outside is all these people are going to look at what I'm doing.
Well, that's the thing. That's what stopped me from doing it for so long, because I'd
want to go hide somewhere.
That's what I maybe did the first few times, but then as you start getting comfortable, if you know, since you've painted for a while, right? I can tell. You just get right into painting. You forget about it. It doesn't. The stage fright goes away.
Right.
And then what I've discovered is, like, when people like you stop by and we have conversations, it just feeds into. It gives me energy. It feeds into the painting, and it's a pretty fun thing that goes even beyond doing the painting. You know what I mean? And each one that kind of makes each one unique. It's like our interaction right here will go into this painting, and nothing I ever do. I could be in my studio, and it's always the same.
Different, right?
But everything's different. Every time you come out, you never know what you're gonna run
and the break
into.
that the first people give you, then you go back with a different perspective.
Yeah, sometimes you go back. Sometimes
and the light's changing.
Sometimes the perspective's good. Sometimes it's bad. And part of it too is I'm a bit of a perfectionist by nature, and it's allowing me to get rid of that, or at least try to have control over it. Yeah, because nothing you do out here is going to be perfect. So stop trying to be perfect. Put a mark down. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. And then just go off of that. You know. So
That's amazing, because my friend is a very wonderful painter, and I took some painting classes with her. My first class, I could not do anything.
Yeah.
It was so hard for me to make a mark on it.
That's the hardest part.
I was so scared.
Yeah. And even for someone, I'm sure you can relate, I've been painting since I was about 13 years old. I have an MFA in painting. I've been painting my whole life. Every single time I go to that canvas, I have to get past that mental block. Even if I've had 10 great paintings in a row, it's just still hard to get past that block. And reacting, just saying, I'm going to react. I'm not going to think, I'm going to react. It really opens. There's just so many things that can come from painting outside. So I always wanted to be one of those people. And finally one day I said, you know what, I'm just going to be one of those people. And when I started out, I would go and I'd paint on the streets, and I'd find like a little alley, you know, or like a little storefront that's closed or out of business and set up there, and it would be much, you know, smaller. And I sat down when I first started on the chair, because it's just like you feel a little bit safer sitting down, kind of. And now I just use the chair to hold my bag and stuff. And I like to stand up. It's just, I found that, especially for bigger pieces. I started out with a lot smaller pieces too. You can do them faster, and it's just I feel like there's just more energy involved. It's more fun. That's what I started. I was like, how can I make this as fun as possible? And so everything you see with what I've come up with, very limited palette.
And it makes you work faster, which I tend to work kind of slow.
Yeah, limited palette. It's like when you limit it to literally one of every color, you're not spending a lot of time saying, well, what kind of blue is that? What blue should I use? You're like, I'm going to use blue. When I first started, I think I had like 13 colors, kind of like Monet's palette. And, but I was going through these little tubes so fast, and I said, I'm just going to simplify things. These are obviously Winton student grade. I'm not one of those people who are like, it has to be, you know, this. I've used high quality before and low quality, and I mean this is good enough for what I'm doing. If I was going to be doing like some kind of Rembrandt type thing, I would probably use different paints. But for this, it works perfectly, and I'm able to use a lot of paint. And
What white is that? That's titanium.
Yeah.
How do you clean the palette afterwards?
You get these.
Scrapers?
Yep, you got it. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I haven't been using oils lately.
Yeah, just
okay,
like you
I
get at the
forgot about
hardware
that.
store. I probably need to get a new one because this one, they actually do get dull after a while.
They don't
and
have
you can
replaceable blades?
They do, but once there's paint, this much
It's
paint
hard
on
to
it,
get it
there's no
out.
way.
Yeah.
I just have to get a new one. This has probably gone through at least 150 paints. This
So
is
there's
nice
no
because
medium in there at all?
no medium. This is just spirits. And
Well, it dries quicker.
That's what I like about it. So you put marks down, and then it's
You
obviously
potentially could paint
very.
over it.
Yeah, I do. It's obviously very abstract now, and then the parts that I want to bring out towards the end of the painting session, I'm able to lay the paint over it a little bit easier. Before I did use a medium that kind of did the same thing, but it was just once again, it's one more thing to bring.
Your name is
Woody.
Woody.
Yep. What's your name?
Fran.
Fran. Nice to meet you, Fran.
Show a little love.
这楼下的。
We used to be best friends. Now you live the life of a ghost. No one can tell where it ends. It's the cold hard truth. All the dreamers are on the run, and we'll never get back our youth. It's one or the other. It's love or hate. It's all or nothing. Time is up. I can't wait. You either love it or you leave it. You either want it or forget it. 'Cause you're gonna kill yourself to feel it. You either love it or you leave it. The wolf comes knocking at your door, but you know you're still an animal. The more you think you need it, you either love it or you leave it. What you feel and what you know. Every song keeps playing for me. Just listen to the radio. You better think twice. If you go down this road, you better choose sides. It's one or the other, it's love or hate. It's all or nothing, time is up, I can't wait. You either love it or you leave it. You either want it or forget it. 'Cause you're gonna kill
Appreciate it. Hi. How's it going?
I'm good.
Good.
How long have you been?
This I've been working on for probably about 3 hours, two and a half, 3 hours. I'm getting pretty close to done with this one. Sometimes it's easy to overwork them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't touched a paintbrush for ages.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. But
Okay.
I kind of stop. But I love your work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Do you do it like every day or?
Pretty close to every day. Yeah. In the winter, sometimes not quite as much when it
Yeah.
gets really cold. It's fun to paint in all weather, but I like painting when it's warm and sunny. All of a sudden, it feels almost like spring here. And I'm noticing like a few trees starting to have some blooms and stuff like that. Some of those pink blooms that they get like at the very beginning of spring.
Very pretty.
Appreciate it.
I'm Amy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just once I retired, I play,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
how I've learned to do.
Yeah, that's
He gets on YouTube and sees what styles
Yeah,
people
It's a
do.
great way to
tries
learn.
it.
Yeah, I've learned a lot from YouTube myself. I actually went to school for painting, but as far as like this,
Did you go to school in New York?
I went to Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, that's the scan.
Yep. Yeah, that's where I went. Yeah.
I live in Albany.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, good to see some fellow Georgians here. Yeah, I lived in Savannah for about 10 years. I went there for school. It's a great city.
Nice city.
I just stayed
All
down
the
there
squares.
for a while. It's one of my favorite cities. Yeah. Well, check out my YouTube, and if you like it, I appreciate it if you subscribe. And I put out new videos at least once a week.
Yeah.
So.
They can sell online.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
not
On my
to be able to afford
my website.
Okay.
Yeah. All my links are on there, and you can check out some of my other work too.
Well, thanks a
Sounds
lot.
good. Thanks very much.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your trip.